Let's take a look at Elixir guidelines. List to the top. Elixir lists do not support index-based access. Yeah, I think I've seen this before as well, actually. Never do this, right? Like it's trying to do my list element 0, right? Or element 1 or whatever, which cannot be done. So instead, always use enum pattern matching, or list for index-based access. Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Elixir variables are immutable, but can be rebound. So for block expressions like if, cast, con, you must bind the result of the expression to a variable, right? That makes sense, right? It seems like the robot's trying to do something like this, where if you had socket out here assigned to something, not there, right? But like socket, assign, socket, I don't know, something like that, right? The robot might think this actually overrides that, but it doesn't, right? So it's telling it you gotta like assign socket here and then do other operations. That checks out. Let's jump up here or jump down here. Never nest multiple modules in the same file, as it can cause cyclic dependencies and compilation errors. This is a good one to know, I think, for everybody. I mean, I don't really know that I nest multiple modules in the same file all the time. When might I do this? Maybe for like a struct or something, but that's interesting. Never use map access syntax on structs, as they do not implement the access behavior. That makes sense. Right, you want to access structs like this, but it makes sense. Like it's kind of doing its Elixir based on some other languages, maybe. Uh, nice. Elixir standard library has everything necessary for date and time manipulation. Yeah, I like this. I run into a lot of code bases that still have like timex, which was great, by the way. There's no shade on timex here. We needed it at the time, but I think there's so much stuff in date and time and calendar and all that stuff. So that's a cool tidbit. Don't use string to atom. Yep, it's a memory leak risk. If you don't know this, this is kind of a security concern with Elixir. The atom table is finite, so if you have any user input that is dynamically creating atoms, you are going to have a bad issue at some point. Predicate function name should not start with is and should end in a question mark. Names like is thing should be reserved for guards. I got you. Yeah. And in fact, predicate function names usually we have a question mark. Oh yeah, there it is. And should end with a question mark. Yeah. Is something else is we use it for guards as convention. That makes sense. Built-in OTP primitives require names in the child spec. Got it. I don't know when the robot's doing that, but use async stream for concurrent operations with back pressure. Nice. The majority of times we want to pass timeout infinity as an option. Nice. Interesting note here for back pressure. I wonder what the robot makes of that. Don't know.